The hell are you supposed to be? I'm vengeance.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to unmute me after the intro, but I had to unmute myself. Welcome, guys. No, I didn't post Skywalker. He was muted for like 5 minutes. What's up, guys? AW here. Ordered again. Streaming again tonight. Said I was going to stream a second night. So here I am. Here I am, AW, Aaron Warder. Welcome to my channel for new and current subs. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. I really do hope you're all doing really, really well tonight. Having a good night. As I am. I had a good, fun stream earlier. Blinded. The chat was popping. I was happy about that. Hope the chat gets popping again. I know who this is. I know who this is. All right. I think, I don't know, did I? Okay. Oh, I didn't know. Blinded changed his avatar on Discord. I didn't notice that. I hope it sees my I replied to him on X. And I send this to him too. Okay. All right. So I just got word of something, okay? I just got word of something. John Campea, in about 45 minutes, it's going live on his channel for another spoiler discussion of this movie. Okay? So what I figure what we're gonna do is on this channel, what I'm gonna do on this channel, not you, but what I'm gonna do. So for 45 minutes, we'll look at one review, maybe two reviews. Talk about, agree, disagree with, whatever. And then at 11 o'clock Eastern time, when his stream starts, we're going to listen to a little bit of his spoiler discussion on this movie. Okay? I figured that'd be a good thing to do. Listen to his live second spoiler stream on Fantastic Four First Steps in about 45 minutes. I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay? So let's get this out of the way. I'm going to take the banner out. People will pop in as the stream goes on, obviously. But that's what we're going to do. Okay? We're going to do this for 45 minutes. Then we're going to pop over to Campea stream and listen to live, not video, not recorded, live Campea spoiler discussion. So we're gonna basically snipe watching John Campea, basically. Okay. And there's Red. That's what we're gonna do in this stream, okay? Oh, shut up, Red. Okay, that's the plan for this stream. Let's see what the camper has to say in 45 minutes. Well, 40 minutes. 40 minutes. In the meantime, there we go. So let's get on with this. Let's get on with this video. Okay. 11 minutes long.
7th movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Fantastic Four: First Steps, is now in theaters, directed by Matt Shakman, who has worked with Marvel before.
This is from World of Geekdom. World of Geekdom, okay? 81,000 subs. So a lot more subs than Jester Bell, but not as controversial as Jester Bell. He doesn't make controversial videos or anything like that. He doesn't grift, doesn't do all that. He has 2 channels. One channel specifically for Dragon Ball Z related content, and this channel for more pop culture related content like movies, TV shows, I think video games, and wrestling. He does talk about wrestling on this channel, along with Marvel, DC, and other in pop culture. Basically, all pop culture on this channel. His other channel, his main channel, is wrestling related. Not wrestling related. It's Dragon Ball related. Dragon Ball Z, Super, just all Dragon Ball related. So 80,000 subs. Okay. Really does live streams, but I know you like the movie.
Or on some of their Marvel TV stuff. He's getting a shot to direct this film. And this is a very important film because this is the movie that's supposed to take us into Avengers Doomsday.
Now,
unless something changes.
This is not a spoiler review, by the way. This is not a spoiler review. This is a review with no with no spoilers. So in this video, he's going to be careful what he says, all right? Because it's not a spoiler review. He does have a spoiler review video. It's about 9 minutes longer. So his spoiler review video is about 20 minutes longer.
Changes. The very next title on the slate is Avengers Doomsday. This is
No, it's not. The next title on the slate is Spider-Man.
On spoiler review. I'm bringing this review to you on the 24th of July. I know many of you are probably wondering about my thoughts on Hulk Hogan. Since I cover wrestling on this channel, I'll do a separate video about that later tonight.
Told you he covers wrestling. Told you that.
We'll be talking all about that then. Right now, I want to discuss this new Fantastic Four film. Pedro Pascal, who seems to be everywhere, has come to play Reed Richards. Vanessa Kirby is Sue Storm, how you pronounce it, is the Thing, Ben Grimm, and Joseph Quinn is the latest to play.
Oh man.
Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. So the Fantastic Four have had multiple attempts to be brought to the big screen. There was the 2000s era movies with Jessica Alba that I actually liked. I didn't like the second one that much, but the first one, I actually still think the first Fantastic Four is a fun movie. Then you have, of course, that Josh Trank 2015 movie that just, I mean, the less said about that, the better. Talk about a crazy behind-the-scenes story. That's one where the behind-the-scenes completely supershadowed the movie. So when Disney purchased Fox, they were able to be brought into the MCU. And this is where this story goes.
Yep. It's all right. Remember, they got the Fox assets, Disney, and they can use the Fox assets in the MCU, X-Men and Fantastic Four. All correct, yeah.
Essentially, if you've seen the trailer, very basic plot. The Herald of Galactus, Silver Surfer, comes to Earth to warn everybody that the planet has now been chosen by Galactus to be devoured. The Fantastic Four have to use their brains and brawn to figure out a way to stop Galactus, but then Galactus tries to offer them a trade, making them an offer.
And we're going to, in 35 minutes, we're going to go watch John Campea's live spoiler discussion live stream in 35 minutes, okay? For a little bit.
That they have to refuse, and that leads to Galactus
And I'm going to add the
eventually
title too.
confronting the Fantastic Four in a massive battle for the future of Earth. Now, this is Earth 828. The reason why that number was chosen is because that's the birthday of Jack Kirby. And let me tell you something about Jack Kirby. This Fantastic Four, man, I really like this film. And if you're somebody who loves the Fantastic
Yes. Let's cut it. What the hell?
Four comic book universe, if you love the older Fantastic Four comics and the old TV shows, you're going to eat this movie up. I mean, this movie in many ways is the most comic bookish movie I've seen from Marvel in God knows since when. It felt like the James Gunn Superman from a couple weeks ago, where
you know what? That's a good take. That's a good point. It does. You know what? He's kind of right. It does. It does feel like the most complete comic book version of a comic property IP on the big screen. He's kind of right. He does. Very comic booky. He's kind of right. He does have a point. Say hello, guys. Hello.
If you are a reader of the comics, if you follow the characters, there's Easter eggs everywhere in this film, all over the place.
Yeah.
When it comes to villains of the Fantastic Four, different.
If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, the Easter eggs. But since most of my viewers, I already spoiled for them. Yeah, the villains, Varia, Doctor Doom. Yeah.
Different adventures. There's actually a montage early in the film. It's like done on television where they show and talk about a lot of the Fantastic Four's feats since becoming heroes.
Yeah.
And that was nice. It really did feel
the beginning of the movie. Yes, that happens at the beginning of the movie. The montage. Kang shouldn't be a wife beater. Too late now, man. Too late now. It's too late now. There's nothing we can do about that anymore. They made a decision. Okay? They made a decision.
a lot like Superman. We're coming into a world where the Fantastic Four are already well known. They're already famous. They're already the heroes of Earth 828. So you're being dropped in.
No,
but
here's the thing, guys. I watched this review already, but I didn't. Obviously, this is the first time watching with you guys. I know he liked the movie. He could tell he liked the movie. That's the point of this title. Is that we're looking at positive reviews. It's not detracting. We're doing the opposite of detracting, right? We're doing the opposite of detracting. Okay? I did this for Superman. I'm doing this for Fantastic Four. Okay?
I think they put the backstory and they summed it up in a pretty quick way early in the movie to where it didn't feel quite as fast-paced as the Superman film. But I will say,
he's right. The difference is Superman gave us just a brief description, a crawl about basically Superman. in the history of metahumans, in the history of Superman, how he came to Earth, blah blah blah, how he became Superman. Fantastic Four did a montage. Okay, a montage of their beginnings and their early heroic work in the film. That's it. So they gave us both movies kind of gave us a brief introduction to the characters. Just that Superman they gave us with description. Fantastic Four gave us with actual visuals, along with voiceover. That did the same. They had this did the same thing, but just with in a different way. Okay, in a different way. But did this dork like Tyler Perry's meet the Ditties? Is that Medea? Medea meets the Ditties? Medea? Wouldn't that be like Medea meets the Ditties? You know Medea? You know those movies? Medea? You know what I'm talking about? Medea.
Pacing of this movie is great. Now, as I mentioned before with Jack Kirby, there's a ton of stuff here. There's a ton of really goofy, like techie, like we've talked about this in the build-up, the trailers and everything. We've seen that this alternate Earth is kind of like the 60s, but in a futuristic retro kind,
Actually, the only car, you don't have flying cars. Actually, the only car that flew was their car, the Excelsior. That's the only thing that flew. There was no flying cars. Okay, I did not see a flying car besides their car. Sideways, you saw the movie. Were there flying cars? Where did regular citizens, regular people have flying cars? I only see the Fantastic Four with a flying car. I did not see the nobody else had flying cars. So there were already no flying cars there. It was just this Fantastic Four just had cars. The flying car. That's it. Yeah, thank you, Sideways. Thank you for confirming.
Interesting technology. People don't have cell phones.
Yeah, there were no phones. There were no cell phones. They did not have CDs or cassettes. They had vinyls or records.
At least I didn't see any cell phones. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see any.
They had no cell phones. There were no cell phones. They did not have cell phones. Look, it's a very futuristic 60s, but they still kind of played it like how things weren't invented yet. Yeah, like how we have things now. Okay, from decades in this. Yeah, so yeah, okay. Technology wise, they didn't have video game consoles. They did not obviously that TV monitors were around. TV was around back then. That was obvious, but they did not have cassettes. Blinded. They did not have cassettes. They did not have CDs or DVDs or VCRs or any. Yes, so they did not. So yeah, it's futuristic, but they still kept it. They still kept it at a time where some of the inventions, some of the things we have now, didn't exist yet. Didn't exist yet. If you know what I mean. Red is heavy, gay sex, blue. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Hey, Blinded, do you see my top 10 list? That looks fucking blue. By the way, Blinded, I don't know if you just came in or were listening for the whole time. I don't know if you saw on Discord. Maybe you saw on Discord. John Campea is going live in half an hour to talk about this Fantastic Four spoiler stream. Okay? He's doing a spoiler stream again of Fantastic Four in half an hour. We're going to stream stripe it. At least I am going to stream stripe his spoiler discussion. I don't think I'm going to do it long. Like the whole thing, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do a bit of it. Okay. We're gonna do it. We're gonna stream swipe John Campea.
Cell phones in that world. And
I'm gonna
people
change it. I'm gonna change the title on YouTube to also. I'm gonna change the title on YouTube as they get closer to the stream.
still kind of behave like they have old school CRT TV still. Can you imagine living in a world where you've got flying cars and rocket ships that can take off and
You're
land
charging your phone? Oh, that sucks. Maybe get a computer
with
or
ease,
something?
and also CRTs
Maybe use a laptop or something like that.
and no cell phones? Like, you know, it's crazy. But
Yeah, you know what? People in the 60s managed to live without cell phones. In fact, people in the 60s, you know what they did in the 60s that people don't do now? Because of technology? They exercised. And they weren't as fat as they are now. They're not as overweight or obese as now back then. Because they actually exercised back then. Now everybody just sits at home on their fucking cell phone, you know, doing what I'm doing, tweeting every day, watching stupid little clips. Okay? They had a robot walking the dog. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay.
but I'm going to tell you this. That's the first thing that I really loved about this movie. Let me tell
You're not that fat, blinded. You got some muscle on you. I seen you. Red is skinny bones.
you. The world that Matt Shockman creates is one
Shockman.
that I would love
I like
to live in. Like, it just seems like such a fun.
You want to live in that world with a giant world destroyer? That's the world. That's the world you want to live in when there's a being out there that destroys worlds. Yeah, I want to live in that world too, guys. I want to live in that world with being out there that literally destroys planets, eats planets. I'd be scared shitless living in that world. Okay, like in that universe.
Positive, like there's not really that many issues. The Fantastic Four have
Not
brought
really met issues. Well, there's a guy who lives in that area, wants to take over the world, take over the multiverse. You know, there's a guy named Mo Man. There's Red Ghost. I mean, I don't know. Unlike you fat morons. I want to live in that world and let me pretend to be Reed. What? You want to be Reed Richards? And Red could be Vanessa Kirby. It's a storm. Red, post your picture. Do you see Red's
the world together. We're in a stage of world peace. There's still supervillains, and like Easter eggs, you either see them or you hear them mention just stuff that you can go digging through your.
This is quite funny. I like this. All right. Connections unstable a bit. Always a StreamYard. It's always connections unstable a bit. Always I have this. It's normal.
Comics to go find. It really did feel like the proper way to do a reboot, and putting it in an alternate Earth makes the most sense,
like the Thing.
Because where have they been all this time? And
yeah, you are built like the Thing. That's true. You are. Red. No, Red is Mole Man. Okay, Red is Mole Man. Okay, that's what Red is. He's Mole Man. He's definitely Mole Man.
can do that kind of retro, kind of classic sci-fi Jetsons type of universe to make it different from the typical 616 universe in the movies. That's more like our universe, but also has more advanced tech.
Wakanda in 616 universe, and that's very advanced, right? That's very advanced. Red is built like a house of cards. Red is like built in the house of cards. Okay. I mean, Wakanda is a 616 universe and is highly advanced compared to the rest of the world. Okay. I'm sure some alien planets are too. I will be soon.
Technology. There's a lot of sci-fi in this movie, and that's one thing I want to talk about when it came to performances. Pedro Pascal, to me, is his warmth, his caring, and his intellect. He's always thinking. He's always trying to come up with stuff.
Yeah,
He's a super
I
genius.
know.
He's
I
a
know, find it.
mathematician. He can
I
figure
know.
things out. He can unlock puzzles when it comes to matter and space and time and just we've never seen Reed Richards on the big screen be this smart. And if you like the
That's true. That's true. That's true. I think the other Reed Richards, original, was kind of like into his own zone at times, right? Kind of like in his own world too, in his own mind, right? I'm not sure.
comic book Reed Richards, you're going to get him here. And his chemistry with Vanessa Kirby is great. You believe that they are a married couple. You believe they love each other. You believe that they care
Yeah,
about their family. You know, Vanessa Kirby, her eyes, like, this is talent because you would
this.
swear that she was in love with this man. And that the
You know
writing,
why they have such good chemistry? Because they were having an affair. They were having an affair, guys. They were having an affair. Every time they're seen together, touching each other, they couldn't keep their hands off each other. That's why they have such good chemistry on the screen. In the public life, in public, they're cheating. Vanessa Kirby's cheating on her fiance, even though she's pregnant with Pedro Pascal. And Pedro Pascal is cheating on whoever he's with. He's not married, so I don't know if he has a relationship. Just kidding, guys. And they bring that chemistry to the big screen, right? Yeah.
and the way they play the characters, and she is in love with him in the universe. I'm saying that her acting conveyed that. They had really, really good chemistry. Obviously, The Thing and Human Torch, they're more like badass / comedic. They're all part of the family, but they feel more like support for the two leads, except for in the third act. I think they were pretty smart with what they
Blinded is built like all this red.
and the way they did Human Torch in this film was also very cool because they actually got his eyes right when he's flamed on.
Yeah.
Like they nailed that. And like The Thing, I really liked the Michael Chiklis version from 2004 or whatever. This one was my new favorite.
I do like the 2004 version too.
He's dealing with, and it's all done very subtly. Like he's dealing with.
Now that I use Monday service, AI makes solving tickets my form of meditation.
What has happened to his body, doing the best he can to live the way he does, trying to be human, but still in pain because he doesn't feel human because they've all changed, but he's the only one does not have a human form. And so he feels like an outsider. It was very subtle in the way they did it, but because the Fantastic Four are already famous in this world, there's a lot of love and support. They have fans, and they are also very honest with the people. In fact, maybe a little too honest. There's a part in this movie where Reed Richards gives away something that he really shouldn't have given away, or maybe it was the wrong time to give it away, that leads to a problem. And
I think I know what he's referring to. I think I know what he's referring to here. I think he's referring to the Franklin, the dilemma. Give his child to Galactus, to spare the planet or not. I think that is to spare Earth. That decision, that dilemma that he rejected right away. He didn't even think about. When Galactus is like, "Give me your child."
Because Pedro Pascal just plays this sweet, honest man. Like the thing about
Yeah,
the Fantastic Four that it has most in common with Superman is how lovable these characters are. Like, now I want to talk a little bit about Ralph Ineson.
I'm late for a 10. Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. 56K. Don't worry. You're okay. We're gonna in 56K in 15 minutes. 15 minutes. We're gonna look at John Campea because John Campea is going live. They talk about a spoiler. He's going live to talk spoilers about this movie. A spoiler discussion with the audience. So we're gonna stream stripe his live stream live on here. And I do think Blind was right. I do think sometimes sharing YouTube videos, it does definitely does on StreamYard does this does really affect the internet a little bit. The buff.
Trail of Galactus ever. We got a lot of that sort of nerdy comic book backstory about where Galactus came from, and the fact that, I mean, Reed himself says it would take 10 years to truly figure out what he's even made of or what he
Ooh,
is.
10 years.
And that's a super genius saying that. So this version of Galactus, very, very sort of world ending. And the movie does,
I mean, that's Galactus,
for as
right?
lighthearted and fun as that world is, when Galactus is coming, he absolutely just screams terror. Like, he is far beyond anything the Fantastic Four have faced since then. Of course, we've also got the Herald of Galactus, the Silver Surfer, who's played by Julia Garner, and you really find out a lot about this character near the end of the
Yeah,
film.
yeah,
And they give the character a really interesting decision she has to make.
yeah.
I'm sure some people are gonna talk about how, well, it's a female Silver Surfer, and
But it makes sense in the grand scheme of things, of course. 10 out of 10 movie review.
they're going to accuse the movie of being woke. It really didn't feel woke to me. There's lots of different heralds, and we're in a multiverse, so you're going to have female Lokis and stuff like that. I just don't see this being like,
We already have a female Loki.
I'm tired of it, bro. I'm tired of every time there's
Kind
a
of.
woman on screen. That's not what this is, okay?
Whoa!
I assume there have been other heralds
Whoa!
in this universe. This universe is very, like, Earth 828 feels like it's been lived in.
838.
But very science fiction. I really enjoyed this movie. I think if you like Superman and if you like the Fantastic Four, you're going to go see it. Obviously, stay tuned for the mid-credit scene. The post-credit scene's more comedic. You don't have to stay for that because, I mean, you could. It's funny. But the mid-credit scene is the one that I think people of the MCU who are looking forward to seeing what happens next, that's what they'll be most interested in. But yeah, man, I enjoyed this movie. I had a good time with it. So check out Fantastic Four. I'll drop a spoiler review tomorrow or the day after. We'll see. Take care of yourself,
Okay.
and I'll see you soon.
Bad review. Not a bad review. So I'm editing this. Title. Okay. I'm editing this because John Campea is going to go live in 10 minutes. Blind, you just saw what I posted like an hour ago. Okay, so yeah, so be right back. A solid review. Most of it I agree with 95% of this. 95%. But okay. Okay. So oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, so this is John Campea stream right here. John Campea stream starts in 10 minutes. Okay? So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about we're gonna snipe this stream. We're gonna snipe the stream, you and I, guys. We're gonna do this together. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna be you know how in sports they have commentators and announcers? Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna be commentators and announcers. I'll be commentating this live, okay? This will be commentated live. It'll be like, oh, John Campbell with the answer to this guy's question, to this guy's super chat. You know, we'll be doing that. We'll have, I'll be like, oh my god, I'm saying you know a lot now. Thanks a lot, Skywalker. You're making me say you know a lot. And by the way, Skywalker's live right now. That guy, he is live right now. Okay. So we're gonna wait like 9 minutes. If Tyrell Magnus is why so hostile? Tyrell Magnus. Tyrell Magnus thinks it's a Marvel and DC movie in the works. Okay, well, I'll bring that back up. Yeah. Skywalker is doing a stream right now. You think? Okay. Yo. You see Skywalker yesterday? The guy is trying to backtrack his appearance at Comic-Con. What a fucking moron. Yo. Why so hostile? Red's always been hostile. He has anger issues. He has a lot of anger issues. That's why. All right. And I think Blindness says he's going to come in whenever that is. Okay. So he'll come in. No, that's you. All right. Blinded. All right. So that's a positive review. I know this Dodger critic thought it was okay. But thought it was okay. I don't know. Like, I may not. I don't know what to do for Sunday. Sunday stream. Saturday Sunday streams let you know. Maybe like early in the afternoon compared to night. So I don't know what I'm gonna do those days. Saturday and Sunday. Off. What time am I gonna do my streams those days? But you'll see me streaming tomorrow and Friday. Friday's gonna be a Let's Talk Pop. Let's Talk Pop. All right. So we got what 5 minutes at John Campea. There were some Marvel news. I think Red missed that. Yeah, but we're gonna snipe Campea, guys. We're gonna snipe Campea. That's the plan, to snipe Campea. Five minutes. 5 minutes, I think. Let me see. Did he move it? No, still 11. Still 11 o'clock. Yeah, but we're playing this. Red's gonna see Fantastic Four because I'm gonna make him see it. I'm forcing him to see Fantastic Four. But we're gonna listen to Campea. All right, that's the plan. I mean, I have no idea what I'm gonna talk about tomorrow. But Campea's come up in 4 minutes. Let me put this back on my X account. I'm just listening because playing Marvel right now. Right now, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Listen. That's all I asked for. At least you listen. All right. Listening is fine. All right. 3 minutes of Campea starts. We're not gonna probably listen to the whole thing. I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing of Campea's spoiler discussion. I knew Zootopia is trailers out. I know that. The Conjuring trailers coming out tomorrow for the last movie. You rat bastard. No, you rat bastard. Okay, we're waiting for Campea. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Waiting for the campster. Okay, we're gonna wait for the campster. Yeah, I'm gonna call him the campster. The camper. And 2 more days to Spider-Man Brand New Day starts filming. August 1st or July 31st? All right. And they still haven't revealed who the main villain is. Have you realized that? Who the fuck is the main villain? All right, he's starting in 2 minutes. And August 1st? Okay, that's Friday. Yeah, that's Friday. I want it to be Mr. Negative. Yeah, it's weird. They haven't mentioned the villain. It's strange. It's strange. Like, I guess it's keeping a surprise. Maybe they'll announce to send New York Comic Con. Maybe they'll announce who's being the villain in New York Comic Con. I don't know. They'll announce it. They'll announce it. They'll announce who the villain is. I think it's Red. I think Red's the villain. Okay, we got a minute. A minute till the stream starts. Oh, it's starting. It's starting.
Anybody wants to jump in the live chat, we can talk along as well. So hello to Mr. Eng and Meme 8638 and Jack and Second Son and Angel and
We're live, guys.
Klaus and everybody else who's here. Good to have you guys here. And again, this is part 2 of
Oh no! Don't buffer on us.
our Fantastic Four open spoiler discussion. So, in case the title does not give it away to you, this is going to be full open spoilers for Fantastic Four First Steps. Now, we started on Sunday, and we didn't get through all the questions because you guys sent in a ton of comments and questions. So I don't know if we're going to get through the rest of them tonight. We're going to try. We're going to go for about an hour or so, see how many we can get through tonight, and we're going to pick things up and dive right into it, shall we? Let's get things started here. We're going to start off with a question from Sam Fisher, who wrote, been listening to the score nonstop. It's so good, especially that main Fantastic Four theme. An excellent song. Names like a Galactus, Case of the Munchies. Yeah, which is good. Listen, I'll tell you what, around all week, actually for a better part of a month, with the Fantastic Four theme in my head. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Fantastic. It's ever since Michael Giacchino played it at the
it's a good theme.
Marvel Infinity Saga concert that we went to last year. It has been living in my head. I've been humming it to myself every single day since I saw the movie. It is absolutely incredible. It's such a good piece of music. All right, next up, Dad Jokes writes, which movie is more straight out of the comic books, Fantastic Four or Superman? That's easy, Superman. With set and costume design, I think Fantastic Four, also the very cliche villains, Fantastic Four. I mean, listen, not to take anything away from it, but like Fantastic Four definitely does feel like a true comic book movie. It really does.
I don't know.
Doubt.
I don't know. No.
But
I say
Superman, and I'm not saying this makes Superman a better movie. I'm just saying Superman is the very spirit of comic books, classic comic books brought to life on screen.
No. They changed.
So I'm not saying Superman in terms of what to me felt like the best example of like truly a comic book coming to life on screen. I still got to give that to Superman.
I don't know.
Again, that doesn't make Superman better. I'm just saying, yeah, I still got to give that to Superman. Actually, and it's not even close. It's not even close. I think it's Superman by quite a fair bit. All right.
I don't know.
Next up, Big Cookie writes, the gag of Johnny showing attraction for the surfer and then immediately and repeatedly wondering if the board was attached to her body was pure gold. A board would certainly complicate things. Indeed it would. But you know what? The moment to me that worked the best when they were talking, about Johnny's attraction to Surfer is, okay, we all know he thinks the space lady is hot. But then when Sue tells him kill her, he's like, well, that was a kill her, Johnny. She's trying to. And now it's like, okay, well, now I got to kill her, sort of thing. I thought that worked great. I loved it throughout. I thought it was a great little subplot to put in there. Really, so I thought it worked really well.
Subplot.
All right. Thanks for that, Big Cookie. Let's see. Next up, we've got, who do we got? We've got Bivolo, who sent in a
And
$20
Bivolo.
tip. Thank you, Bivolo. Appreciate that very much. The idea
Why
to set
hasn't
the movie
Brad
in its
sent a
own
tip?
1960s retro-futuristic setting is absolute genius. I agree. Not only does it help the viewer buy into the Fantastic Four, who some might find cheesy or
Yeah, that's true.
anachronistic in a modern setting. Well, here's the other thing it did.
That's true.
The other thing
Red.
that doing that accomplished was it allowed, without any explanation needed, have the Fantastic Four in a universe where they're the only superheroes. They are unique in their universe.
Yeah, they did mention in the movie that
that's one of the reasons that I, for years,
that's true,
have pleaded for DC, and DC started doing it. But for years, I pleaded that DC and Marvel would start doing one-offs. Like, give us, I mean, I love the shared cinematic universe. Don't get me wrong, I love it. I don't want to replace it, but once in a while, give us Elseworlds movies, give us separate universe movies, give us movies again where the superhero is not just one of 55 dozen running around, but give us a movie again where the superhero is truly unique in their world. You know what I mean?
Really?
And
this is not an Elseworlds movie, though. I mean, it's not the same thing when DC does, like the Batman universe or the Joker. That's Elseworld, but this is not Elseworld.
it allowed them to not have to worry about the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the 55,000 other superheroes running along the rooftops. It made them unique in their world, and I thought that was really key for the movie. All right, thanks a lot for writing that in. And again, thank you for tipping that much, man. That's very generous of you. Thank you so much. All right, next up.
Yeah, you should tip, Red. You should tip, Red.
Few entries, it also looks phenomenal. See, that's the other great thing about it, is that visually it gave them this incredible playground to play around with visually. They could do things creatively as far as set design and designing the whole look of the film that were so unique and so apart from everything else that we're used to seeing in either, you know.
He's right. I mean, see the volume of my mic. Oh yeah, my mic was low. All right.
These ones. Thank you. Well, I mean, we don't, who knows? Honestly, I say this with a heart full of love for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I always have. But their management of multiverse has been nothing short of abysmal and a joke.
Yep.
Every movie that's introduced multiverse has been completely different from the multiverse concepts introduced in other movies.
Yep. Agreed.
The multiverse that we got presented to us in Ms. Marvel is completely different from the parallel alternate realities presented to us in Shang-Chi, which was completely different to the multiversal theories that we had presented to us in Endgame, which was completely different than the multiversal theories we had presented to us in Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So who knows at this point? Like, honestly, to me, while there have been some wonderful
that's why it's going to be concerning
in the MCU in the last.
That's why it's going to be concerning for Doomsday. Just because of that.
WandaVision, Ms. Marvel, Shang-Chi. Overall, the multiverse saga has been a giant catastrophe, honestly. And
Yep. It hasn't been it has been a disaster.
Deadpool and Nicepool in Deadpool and Wolverine, your whole multiverse thing. Yeah. I'm so ready for them to move on from it. If multiverse had at least been consistent throughout their individual movies, whenever talking about multiversal theories, maybe it could have felt more cohesive, but instead it just made it feel like even more of a mess. So the answer to your question, JT, is who knows? Who knows?
I forgot, Red. I forgot.
Earth, and they had to escape, which led to the post-credit in Thunderbolts. That's exactly what my theory was. Now, again, I wasn't sure of that. I wasn't going to put any money on that, but
that was my theory too. It was a lot of our theories, but that's not the case.
What happens? Probably. Galactus ends their world,
Yep.
and
what I
they were
thought.
going to get ended too, but at the last moment, they were able to escape to keep hope alive, I guess, with a multi-dimensional rift and sneak into the sacred timeline, the 616. And that's where we see them at Thunderbolts. Clearly, that's not it. So when does that happen? My guess is another year or two later in the Fantastic Four, like where the Fantastic Four ends with the post-credit scene, which was 4 years later. I'm guessing their ship showing up in Thunderbolts is like another year or 2 or 3 after that in their universe.
I
At
don't
least
think
that's my
so.
guess at this point.
I don't
But
think
no,
so.
Arun, you weren't the only one to think that.
I don't
Because
think
I did too. All right, next up. Ambivalo writes in again and writes, this film made me want to see more of these characters.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. So yeah, the post-credit scene, the mid-credit scene, I should say, 4 years after the main film. Okay, and he's saying he thinks the after credit scene from Thunderbolts is gonna be 1 or 2 years after the mid-credit scene, so it'll be like 5 or 6 years. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Or the four of them in the dinner scene, or whatever. You know, Sue and Ben and Johnny in Johnny's room, or whatever. Well, yeah, I would have appreciated more of those too. I didn't have the same feeling at the end of Fantastic Four that I did at the end of Superman. Because at the end of Superman, as much as I love that movie, and I love that movie, I really felt like it was too short. Not just because I was enjoying it, but the pace of the film, everything, it felt like that movie needed an extra 10 or 15 minutes. Just to let it breathe a little bit
I don't think
more.
Fantastic Four
About
is-
4 or 5 key scenes that I think they could have given a minute and a half, 2 extra minutes to, like that sort of thing, right? That's honestly my biggest gripe about Superman, a movie which I love, was that
it was 2
when I
hours.
came out
It was
and I
fine.
instantly
It was
said that
fine.
movie felt too short. Too short
fine.
for what
It's
this
2
movie was. It
hours.
felt too short.
It's fine. Come on.
I did not get that feeling coming out of Fantastic Four. So I agree.
Yeah, Fantastic Four, the lower than 2 hours, the shorter than 2 hours time, runtime, was actually it felt fine. It was fine. It was fine. It actually worked. I don't feel like there was things misplaced, things that yeah, like things that are misplaced or just not. It should have been things that should have been explained better in the movie that they took out.
And from its beautiful practical designs, you could feel the love that went into ensuring that Fantastic Four First Steps expressed a sense of warmth. Yeah, listen, I'll tell you what. I'm trying to think of another film in the MCU that I might say was as aesthetically pleasing.
Black
I mean,
Panther had it.
Think what you will about the strengths or shortcomings of Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. That was a beautiful film. Like visually, that looked really beautiful in a lot of it, but that was in scenes. A Web says again, Ragnarok was another one where like the design of the worlds and everything was absolutely stunning and beautiful. That was another really good one.
Yep.
But you know what? I think I might have to agree with you. Oh, that's the other one. Dominic Suma is saying Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther.
Yeah, Black Panther, especially when you're in Wakanda. But I'm going to agree with you about Fantastic Four because it's not like in Black Panther you had moments in Wakanda. It's not like in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness where you have moments of these fantastical, beautiful worlds. Fantastic Four from beginning to end takes place in this imaginative environment of a futuristic 1960s. It was absolutely beautiful. And you know what? You might be right. That might be the best overall design of a movie they've done so far. Not the best movie they've done so far, but the best overall design.
I did not say Black Lantern. I think I might have said Black Panther. Maybe I said that.
Wait. I can't wait for Doctor Doom to show up.
Wait,
what? The pregnancy test had the word Stark on it.
What?
Did any of you guys notice that? I've seen the movie twice now. We were supposed to see it again the other night and we couldn't. Oh, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. It said stork. Stork, not Stark. All right. That makes far more sense. I mean, it would have been kind of a cool Easter egg if it said Stark.
A stork,
but not okay. It said stork. Okay, that makes again much more sense. Yeah, Thanks for clearing that up, everybody. All right, next up.
Business is a six.
We've got Sam Fisher who writes. Tony Stank. Sam Fisher writes. I read a bunch of Fantastic Four comics in the lead up to the movie, and they take a lot, but also created their own story. Like the bridge is right from Hickman's run. Oh yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing, Sam. That is true of most of Marvel's films.
Maybe the year off will do some good. Man,
most of Marvel's films,
man. Like,
you can easily point to and say, they took influence from these comics and these comics and these comics, and then they filled in the rest of the gaps with their own original stuff. Like Civil War is not right from Civil War, but it borrows a bunch of stuff from Civil War. Is not from the comics, was borrow a lot. Eggs of Future Past borrows a lot from story runs, but also makes up its own original thing at the same time. So yeah, I mean, no doubt, they absolutely.
It's basically Captain America versus Iron Man, and that's it. That's it.
Got who is that? We got Suthius who writes. So now we have two children in the MCU with superpowers of the cosmos: Franklin and Thor's niece. Curious to see how they'll fit in upcoming movies. Well, Love is her name.
It's not neat.
And by the way, you know, that's, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the live chat, but I believe Love in Thor Love and Thunder, I believe that's Chris Hemsworth's actual daughter.
Yeah, it is.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but right. I believe that's his real daughter in real life.
They anyway. They kind of had. Yes, Campea is his daughter.
I don't think they were suggesting that she was nearly on the power level of a Franklin Richards.
But the problem with this belief, Love is the daughter of Gore. Gore didn't have any powers at all until he got the Necro Sword. The Necro Sword gave him powers. So Love shouldn't really have any powers because Gore didn't really have any powers. Okay, Gore was just a regular alien that got lucky and stumbled across the Necro Sword. The Necro Sword granted him abilities. Why would Love all of a sudden have powers? Unless she's like a mutant, maybe in the world. I don't know, in the universe. I don't know, but it wouldn't make sense she has powers because Gore never had powers. All right, so it wouldn't make sense.
And that presents a problem with storytelling. Plus, it also means if in the MCU there's ever a truly big problem, like a Nihilus or whatever, like some massive problem, then the fans are just going to ask, well, why don't they just get Franklin Richards to take care of it? You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see how they deal with Franklin moving forward.
Don't worry.
Are they going to nerf him? Because they should. If so, how much and in what ways? Is how big of a role?
They always nerf characters in MCU compared to the comic counterparts. Always. Oh, Matt Tomlin's working on a DCU project? It's Batman.
Next up, well cast. I rarely, if ever, thought I was just watching Pedro Pascal. Here's the thing. This is the way I put it.
I don't want Love to be Angela. I want Angela to actually be Angela. The problem is how are you going to incorporate that actual Angela? And are they going to put Angela in MC? I mean, they can. They could put Angela in Marvel, but the thing is, do they want to? Because Angela is a creation of Neil Gaiman. Right? If you don't know that, Neil Gaiman worked on Spawn and created Angela. And Did they want to? Does Marvel really want to put Neil Gaiman's character? I know Sandman is going on right now on Netflix, but they're doing this. They're finishing the second season because the second season got announced before the accusations of Neil Gaiman came out. So they were filming it. The accusations came out, and you know what? This is again. We're the second season, and we'll end it there.
Will say for the Reed Richards they created specifically for this movie, Pedro was the perfect guy to play that Reed Richards. Maybe not the Reed Richards that was, in the Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four. Maybe not the Reed Richards that was in Chris Evans Fantastic Four, but Pedro was perfect.
Miles Teller?
For the way they wrote Reed Richards for this movie. And you're right. I never once saw Pedro Pascal. I just saw Reed Richards, and that's a testament to just how good he is and how perfectly the cast.
Well, Wendy saw Pedro Pascal, not Reed Richards.
Disney Gifts by Bryce writes, I don't have kids, but I loved how Reed had that moment alone in the lab with Richard when Reed confided in him.
Richard,
you mean with Franklin? Confided him that there was something wrong with him.
With Richard.
Yeah, I mean, because you know what?
Who's Richard?
Here's the thing.
Who's Richard?
The reason that scene I think was so important is because if you take that scene out, there's not a lot else in the movie that gives you a true connection between Reed and his child. Really, if you take that one scene out, where it's him and Franklin alone in the lab, and he's like, so I'm not going to look anymore. And he turns it off. Then throughout the rest of the movie, there's really nothing else there that anchors his paternal feelings for the child. However, you put that one scene in the movie, and that accomplishes that. Now we truly felt this dread and fear that he has about so many things, but especially about his own child and the love and connection he has for his child. So that's another reason why I think that scene was so key. All right. Next up, Cameron Nelson writes, post-credits scene got me excited. Any chance he turns around and greets Sue as a friend and he was just playing with Franklin? Sue then breathes a sigh of relief and says, oh hey, Victor.
Yeah, right.
Maybe.
No.
But I have a feeling, I have two feelings about that. Number one is,
no.
If he was a friend, then Latveria wouldn't have been the only country missing from the Future Foundation. If in that world, because I don't care what they did in the comics, if in this world, if at this point in their history, if Victor and Sue and the
hey Sue, hey
and
Rick,
the Fantastic Four are friends, then I don't think Latveria would have been the sole and only missing country from the Future Foundation, their version of the UN, right? I don't think that would have happened.
Oh, can you imagine that?
There's that. Secondly, whenever we pick up, I don't think we're going to pick up right at that scene.
No, of course not.
Wherever we pick up this story, whether it's in Doomsday or whatever, it's probably being Doomsday. I don't think it picks right up at that scene. I think it'll be some time has passed. So I don't think what you're proposing sounds
well. I think he's right, but I will say this. Infinity War picked off the beginning of Infinity War. Now, you guys remember this. The beginning of Infinity War kicked off right at the post-credit scene of Thor Ragnarok. Remember Thor Ragnarok? As they escaped the destruction of Asgard during Ragnarok, they got some Midgardians on a ship, right? And they escaped, but they happened to run to one of Thanos' ship, right? Big ship. And what happens? We see the beginning of Infinity War. What's going on, right? What's going on? With Thor and Loki, Hulk, remember that? So I think he's right here, but it wouldn't be the first time Marvel done that.
Some people, say they have sources that prove the whole things were debunked.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
I mean, whatever. If they're real, then we got some really interesting stuff coming. And yeah, then clearly Franklin is going to play into it. if they're real, but again, I'm not real. I've heard different versions of it, so I'm not really sure which is which.
I don't know.
All right, next up. Andy writes, I went to an empty auditorium way before showtime for Fantastic Four and did CM Punk's entrance as he always shouts the Thing's catchphrase in his entrances. Does CM Punk shout it's clobbering time?
He does. Yes, he does. CM Punk
is that a recent thing he started doing? Because I used to watch CM Punk way back in the day. I don't ever remember him saying that. Is that something he says now?
For decades. Yeah.
Mike is saying yes. It's something CM Punk says now.
Yes.
You know, I've talked with CM Punk twice. Super nice guy. So the first time I met CM Punk was actually at Comic-Con. We were coming out of our hotel, me and I think Ray, and I think maybe our friend Ryan.
Well,
anyway,
I heard from about Punk.
We came out of our hotel, and our hotel had a little outdoor seating area, cafe thing, and sitting at one of the tables
Joker
was CM Punk.
Is that what it is?
And you just sit having a croissant and reading a magazine or something. And I was like, sure, go and say hi. Like, yes, I just wanted. I said, hey, champ, just want to come. And he talked to us for like 5 or.
You ran to a double feature. Double feature, 56K. Oh man, I've never done that before.
I can't remember which premiere it was, but we were at some movie premiere, and then we were.
You know, hey, guys, you know, CM Punk did a Saska Sisters movie, right? You know that, right? You know, he did a Saska Sisters movie, CM Punk. Yeah, he really did. I'm not lying. Look it up. He did a Saska Sisters movie.
Where are we at? We're at Andy again writes, it was very nice of Marvel to hire John Cena as Vanessa Kirby's stunt double for Sue Storm.
What?
And yeah, you can't see me.
Oh,
all right. Next up, Jake Saunders writes, alternate Earth made the galactic threat feel more real. It really did. If it was main MCU 616, I'd think no chance Galactus destroys Earth. Here, I thought maybe 100%. That is yet another advantage of them using this alternate Earth, this futuristic 1960s, because for a good part of the movie, I really did think that Earth was screwed. Whereas if it was the main Marvel Cinematic Universe, okay, well, we know Galactus doesn't destroy Earth, so let's see how the Fantastic Four beats him. But because it was in that alternate Earth, there was very much a very real chance. New Zealand audiences are very conservative moviegoers, but the moment adorable Franklin clapped his little hands at Sue's recovery, we got, oh, yeah, I've seen the movie twice, and both times, one of the audiences had a big awe, but the other times you just heard like little squeals. Yeah, when mom wakes up, and that was very cute, and it did get the desired response from the audience. Clearly, with your audience, and it got it both times with the audiences that I was with.
Oh man, yeah.
All right.
I knew they had
Jared Chomick writes,
yeah.
Hello, John. I loved the movie. As a father of 3, I loved when Reed confronts Galactus, and even though he's terrified and his voice breaks, he still says, "You will not take our son." Yeah, what is the exact line? I love the line. He goes, "You will not have our world, and you will not have our child."
Yeah.
And the baby wasn't even born yet. I mean, it was about to be born. But yeah, that's some paternal instincts. Now, look. There are conversations that I've seen happen online.
Oh, what are you
totally valid and understandable conversations about, well, I mean, if it's a matter of 6 billion people dying, or you just giving up your son. By the way, Galactus didn't say he was going to kill your son. He said he was going to give your son whatever.
Yeah,
you got to give up your son.
But
there is a conversation to be had about the people the world being mad at Fantastic Four is completely understandable.
Other worlds,
and that Reed and Sue were indeed being selfish as one woman in the crowd, and that's all true. However, I would also propose and submit
that
maybe if you're a father or a mother I don't care what you're being presented.
Okay. Here's the thing about that. Do you think Reed Richards and Sue Storm wants to give up their son to Galactus, who Galactus wants to replace them with, a being, a celestial or whatever, that goes around destroying worlds, feeding on worlds? You think Reed Richards and Sue Storm and the rest of Fantastic Four want that under conscious, knowing their son is wiping out worlds, destroying billions and billions, killing billions and billions of people? You think they want that under conscious just because it would spare their world? Seriously, I mean, it's a terrible dilemma to be in, but I don't think so, man. It'd be they would feel responsible for the destruction of other planets. And it makes sense, man. You got to make it sense. I mean, like,
Superman, but Superman, I think, had certain things about it that were better than.
It's a good philosophical. It's a good philosophical debate.
Next up,
comic book movies are good.
Cameron Nelson writes, I think the 2000 Fantastic Four movie did a better job showing Mr. Fantastic's powers. He is smart, but to me it felt they nerf his stretching in this one. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, but I would say this. The way I look at it isn't that they nerfed his powers. It's just that they ultimately showed off what truly is his main power. Even in the comics, is his actual main power. And Reed Richards' main power is that he's the smartest man in the world.
You see that Naked Gun movie, guys? Yeah, I gotta see Naked Gun. That's what I gotta see. Maybe I'll go on Tuesday when tickets are cheap.
Changed what his other powers are, his stretching ability and stuff like that. It's that this movie just really leaned into his hyper intellect.
Yeah.
To the point that it even made it his biggest problem. Like his intellect, his unbelievable intellect is also his main
greatest
struggle.
strength is also his greatest weakness.
And so, yeah, it's not that they
intelligence
nerfed him in one thing. It's just that they kind of highlighted one aspect of what makes him special. Because with Johnny, yeah, the main thing that makes him special is the Human Torch, flame on, right? Thing, it's his strength, but Reed, it's his brain. And so they kind of just lean more into that. That's the way I took it at any rate, Cameron. All right. Next up, we've got Vin Smoke. Sanji writes, I love the movie, but I do have a nitpick. Johnny's contact lenses, to me, they look like cheap Halloween ones, and sometimes it was taking me out of the scene despite Joseph Quinn's flawless acting. Okay. My only response to that, Vin Smoke,
you're seeing it tomorrow,
is that I have no idea what you're talking about. I never once noticed any contact lenses. So again, I'm not saying you're wrong. That's what your experience was. I'm not taking that away from you. I'm just saying the only thing I know to say to that is I didn't even notice any contact lenses.
Wait a minute.
I mean, and if I didn't even notice any and I'm not the only one apparently. If I didn't even notice any contact lenses, how obvious could they have been? But hey, listen, maybe you're somebody who wears contact lenses yourself, and maybe you see that a lot more easily than the rest of us do. But yeah, I didn't notice any of it myself, though, Vin Smoke. All right. Next up, we got Andy who writes, when Sue Storm gave the speech to everyone that the Fantastic Four and the entire world would deal with Galactus as a family, Tom Toretto got the biggest start on with family. So, I mean, I like the speech. I did. I thought that was a very good speech. I don't think it was the greatest speach we've had in Marvel.
Oh my God. Family.
Like, it's no Captain America, Steve Rogers speech as they're about to go, through what do they call it again? What does Ant-Man call it again?
The quantum realm?
What's it's not into inner space. What do they call it again? The what? The quantum realm.
Oh my
like
God.
The speech Steve Rogers gives as all the Avengers are about to go down into the quantum realm to try to solve the problem in Endgame. It's not quite on that level, but it was a a very good speech.
The greatest speech of all time is the one from Rebel Moon 2, Part 2. That guy. On this moment, you see Rebel Moon 2? That's the best war speech of all time.
But he's got to save his wife from Doom and Namor too. Context: in the comics, both Doom and Namor have massive crushes on and are highly obsessed with Sue, in my opinion. By the way, there's also versions of the comics and certain storylines where Ben is in love with Sue as well. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a good thing she's so loyal to him because, man, yeah, everybody in the Marvel Cinematic Universe wants a little taste of Sue. Everyone wants a taste of Sue, Sam. It's gonna be interesting. I don't think they're gonna.
If you read the comics, Doom likes a lot of women. Okay, Sue Storm, Morgan Le Fay, I think. Scarlet Witch. Who else? Like, there's a bunch of women he likes is attracted to. Like, Doom is a player, man. Doctor Doom's a player. Okay, he's a player.
Where are we at? We're at Jason Weeby, who writes, absolutely loved Fantastic Four. In awe during the black hole sequence. That sequence was amazing. Major Interstellar vibes. The whole Silver Surfer chase / black hole sequence is possibly the best sequence in the MCU. I wouldn't go that far. 10 out of 10, but it was great. I mean, seeing Surfer literally surfing the cosmos in that whole black hole thing and the bending of the lasers and all that, it was visually amazing. Now, I definitely would not say it's the best sequence in the MCU. I'm not even sure I'd put it in the top 5, top 10 for sure. But it is.
I admit, I don't know how I could. So many movies and so many TV shows, it's really hard to decide. I mean, I would have to go back to watch everything leading up to this movie, and like, I'm not fucking doing homework. I'm not fucking watching 40 movies and like 10 shows just to make a list of 10 best sequences in the MCU. I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that.
Dimension, but anyway, no convoluted multiversal plot. It's a simple story about a celestial trying to have his breakfast. But in all seriousness, it's just a great time all around. And I agree. And like, notwithstanding the irony of saying there's no convoluted multiversal story when the whole thing is in and of itself a multiversal story in a way. You're right. It's just this is one of the reasons why I love the ideas of DC having a separate Batman movie once in a while, or a separate Joker movie, or like having some Elseworld kind of things, because you can tell these kinds of stories without worrying about what's the ramification on the next 7 movies coming. You don't have to worry about that. Like, see, like one of the previous writers brought up, we as the audience can suspect that as we're watching this movie, Galactus may indeed destroy this world.
Yeah.
If it was in the
I thought it was.
That's not even a possibility. That's not a freedom that Matt Shakman would have as a director, because, well, no, you can't do that because that'll impact all these 15 other movies we have coming and blah, blah, blah. And they have these creative handcuffs.
You gotta watch every MCU project.
And so that's why I love the idea that they could have these movies that are completely isolated from other stories. Just tell Elseworlds. And you don't have to say they're multiverse. Just say they're Elseworld. Just say it's a different story.
Well, I used to watch
At any rate,
All the Leaving Soon on HBO Max.
Yeah, man. It was a straightforward, simple story, inhabited by great characters, great dialogue that just elevate the whole thing, and it was wonderful. Again, I don't think it's the best MCU movie
yeah, it is 56K, yeah.
But it
is. I mean,
it's Marvel firing on all cylinders, and they're kind of functioning at their peak right now. All right, thanks for that, man. Vin Smoke writes in again and writes, sometimes you being you hurts me. Yeah, that was a great line. Well, I don't mean to. Living with someone on the spectrum, this line did hit home hard. Here's the other thing I loved about that scene, Vin Smoke, was a lot of stereotypical movies would do the best friends or the husband and wife. They have a disagreement over something and it causes a major rift. But in reality, like,
And in comedy movies and sitcoms, when you have a husband and a wife, they always make the husband look like a bumbling idiot. All the time. All the time, the husband is always perceived as a bumbling fucking idiot. Every comedy show. Okay? Most of the time. Family Matters. Carl looks like a fucking make him look like a fucking idiot at times. Everybody Loves Women. Raymond, right? Kevin James, in Kings of Queens. John Belushi in his show. They always make the husband or the boyfriend in these comedy shows and these sitcoms always a fucking bumbling idiot. All the time. All the time. It's very stereotypical of the male lead in sitcoms.
together. Instead of doing that, it's an argument between two people
Alfred,
who, number
Billy,
one,
Leonard, Tom
truly
were
love
some of
each
my
other,
top
and
five
number
moments.
two, knows the other loves them.
You like that moment?
And so they were able, in the midst of a very difficult situation, still able to navigate their way through it. And I loved that. I thought that was great. I think lazier writing could have handled it differently. Lazier writing could have handled it differently. But the way they handled it, I thought was great. All right. Good observation, man. Next up, Josh Arako writes, I know this is probably not the cause or not the case, but am I the only one who got the vibe that Franklin created Dr. Doom out of thin air in the mid-credit scene? No. Like, I might, maybe 5% suspect that if there was absolutely no reference to anything remotely related to Victor Von Doom in the entire movie.
To go out.
If there was no reference of anything remotely connected to Dr. Doom in the movie, then you suggesting that I would maybe give a 5% chance to. But the reality is there is direct things referenced in the movie that have direct connections to Victor Von Doom, particularly Latveria.
Yeah.
The very fact that the movie made a point of the camera zooming in on the Latveria nameplate and the empty seats, down. Right? Because of that, we know he's there. Yeah. He's there in this world. So while Franklin certainly could have done that, I don't think that's what the movie is suggesting. You could be right and I could be wrong, but I don't think that's the case here. All right. Next up, we've got Vince Smoke again, who writes, I don't dream, I don't wonder. I invite the worst possible thing into my head to figure out how to hurt them before they hurt anyone else is so Reed. Listen, again, my fascination with this character. I've talked about this on part 1, and I talked about this on the John Campea show, but let me bring it up again here. The fascinating juxtaposition of how genius influences the character of Tony Stark and how genius influences and shapes the character of Reed Richards.
Yep.
Tony knows he's one of the smartest people in the world. And that knowledge of his own intelligence, the way that impacts his character is, number one, it gives him supreme confidence that I'm so smart, I'll be able to figure my way out of anything.
Yep.
And it also adds to his ego. It creates this flamboyant, egotistical persona, which is part of what makes his character so awesome, right? To the point that even in Spider-Man, after he's dead, he creates Edith. Even in death, I'm the hero, sort of thing, right? That's what this higher level intellect does to Tony Stark. Well, what does higher level intellect, even the highest intellect, do to Reed Richards? It does the exact opposite. The curse of Reed Richards' insane knowledge and intelligence makes him always aware of what he's incapable of. See, with Tony, His intelligence just makes him totally focus on everything he is capable of. With Reed, his hyper superior intelligence only makes him all the more aware all the time of the things he can't do. He's so smart that he's constantly fixated on just how much he doesn't know.
Yeah.
And that, whereas to Tony, his hyperintelligence is this gold bling chain around his neck. To Reed, it's a heavy weight around his neck. And I love the way the MCU has juxtaposed that with these two superior minds, Tony Stark and how it affects him, and Reed Richards and how it affects him.
Tony Stark was alive?
And I think that's absolutely
Reed
brilliant the way
Richards,
they do it. And yeah, that speech that he gives is very emblematic of that. All right. Next up, Tim Platt writes, admittedly, I was nervous about how Pedro would portray Reed, but the way he delivered I scheduled that for later, figure you'd be paid. It's that Pedro Pascal is the perfect actor to play this version of Reed Richards. And the way he was able to deliver lines like that and his character that he helped manifest is just a great example of that. I'm right there with you on that, Tim. All right. Joran Koch writes, hey, I love the movie. Thank you, man. Yeah, I did too, man. I thought it was great. And thank you for writing that in. Tevin writes, do you think the mid-credit scene would have been more impactful if they never announced Robert Downey Jr. as Doom? No. I imagine with no prior info, he looked back and said, hey, Sue, and this was our first time finding out.
No. I think it would do that.
Okay, here's how I'll answer that.
I think this movie...
It's a matter of what's your grand total.
Money? Okay.
Would you have gotten a little bit more of a pop? And again,
okay, I want to hear his point.
Who cares about how much pop you get in a post-credit scene? I'm sorry. Like, I like post-credit scenes too, but ultimately at the end of the day, is it that important? Not really. But would you have gotten a bigger pop in that post-credit scene had none of us even known that Robert Downey Jr. was coming into the MCU as Dr. Doom?
No. Nope.
Sure. Yeah.
No.
So it got a pop. Maybe it gets this much pop.
No.
But here's the thing.
No.
So they got this much pop. Maybe they would have gotten this much. So they missed out on this much pop.
No.
Right? They missed out on that much pop.
No.
How much?
No. I'll tell you why that's not. I'll give you guys my point. This movie would do much less. I think the box office is solid so far, but I think or Doctor Doom period at all. I don't know if this movie would do. I don't know if this movie would have the opening box office numbers it has so far. I personally think it'd be less. So I think just announcing the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back as Doctor Doom, yeah, it's for Avengers movie, but I think definitely is helping. I think it's definitely helping this movie too. Okay? It's helping this movie too. That's what I think. I think if they did never announce Robert Downey Jr. or Doctor Doom, I don't think it'd be 230 million globally. Now I'm rounding that number up to 230 million, but I don't think 230 million globally would be the number in the global box office right now. I think it'd be less than that if they never announced Robert Downey Jr. Hey, you know what? It could be close to Thunderbolts range, or maybe Captain America range. So I think they did a smart thing because you got to remember the Fantastic Four brand. The last Fantastic Four movie before this was Fan Four Stick. So remember, it was a little damaged live actionly, right? So now seeing Doctor Doom, Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom Comic-Con last year, definitely helped this movie a lot. Now, obviously he appeared in the mid-credit scene, which is huge, but they had to. I mean, Kind of had to. They had to lead the main villain from the respected franchise, from the respected lore in this movie, in the post credit scene. So what I'm saying is, what do you guys think? Do you guys think if they never announced? Do you guys think if they did announce Robert Downey Jr. or Doctor? I mean, you think they've never announced Doctor Doom? Period. You think this movie would be doing well as all? I know you only put the mid credit scenes, but do you think they would never like? If they never announced Avengers Doomsday, if Avengers call a different thing, if Doomsday was called a different movie, all right? Do you think this movie would be doing well right now? I want to know you guys in the comments if you guys are still here, because I don't. If Avengers was called something else, it's Doomsday, and they never announced Robert Downey Jr. as a villain, a Doctor Doom, I think that Fantastic Four. I think it hurt much like the other two movies that came previously financially. So, no, I think they had to. I think they had to. I think Marvel realized that they had to announce who's coming back as Doctor Doom, announce Doctor Doom, and announce Avengers Doomsday. Because if they didn't do that, I don't think anybody would care about this movie. Marvel fans might, but would it get as much? It could end up like Thunderbolts. It could end up like Captain America. I mean, those two movies are leading up to Avengers Doomsday too. Okay? So I don't think so. They had to. I think they had to.
Sam Fisher, who writes,
Sorry for muting it.
I'm sorry, but Reed and Sue were not late for dinner. They waited less than a minute. Late is 3 to 5 minutes minimum. No. Sorry, Sam. Love you, brother. But people like you drive me crazy.
Oh my God. Love you, brother.
If you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late. If you're late, you're fired. Dude, it's not often that I get on my show and talk about something that grinds my gears about my wife, Ann. But I'm going to tell you.
He's getting divorced.
I don't care if she hears me say this and how mad she is.
Oh, no.
But I'm going to tell you anyway.
Oh, no, he's going to get divorced.
It drives me crazy. My wife, Ann, has a much more loose relationship with punctuality. I'll say that. My wife has a much more loose relationship with punctuality than I do. I hate when I'm late. The only thing I hate almost as much as me being late is when somebody else is late. Because when you're late,
I don't
showing
being late
disrespect
either
to the people you are late for. Because you are saying other people's time is not important to you.
All right, enough of this. I'm going to end it here, guys. Like I said, I'm not going to watch the whole thing. I said I was not going to do the whole thing. But yeah, I got what I wanted. I think it was a solid stream. Not the best, but I appreciate listening to Campea's takes. I liked it. I mean, it's a good stream, I would think. In my opinion. Pedro just needs to retire. Man. All right. So, before I end this, what's on top of schedule on this channel? We're going to be back for 4 days in a row. Starting tomorrow. Again, Thursday, we're going to have a stream tomorrow night. Don't know yet. Don't know the topic. Okay. Friday, we're bringing back Let's Talk Pop. I haven't done a Let's Talk Pop in a while. So we're going to do episode 121 of Let's Talk Pop. Okay? And then Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure if I'm going to do. If I'm going to do. A detractors team Sunday. I might. I'm not sure on Sunday. I'm not sure I'm going to do it at night or in the afternoon. Saturday, I'm going to have an afternoon stream. Okay. Sunday, it might be an afternoon stream too. All right. So I'll figure out something for Saturday and Sunday for detracting on Sunday. But yes, so tomorrow I'll have a stream. And be on the lookout for videos. Some videos are starting to get, some videos of mine are popping a bit. All right. Some of them are popping. I like it a lot. The Superman one is doing well. I like it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So look out for videos. Probably do a video tomorrow or something. I should have done a video today, but I'll probably do videos. But yeah, so stream tomorrow. Let's Talk Pop Friday. Saturday and Sunday, yeah, streams for sure. Right? And make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And take care, guys. Bye.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm going to continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're going to give you what you want.
That's not what I want.